Hey guys, my name's Jono. I'm a former lawyer turned full-time filmmaker based in Sydney, Australia. Now, I recently had a catch-up call with one of our one-on-one coaching students, Drew, a 19-year-old from Brisbane, Australia, who joined our coaching program back in March 2024. A year ago when I met Drew, he was 18 at the time, studying in film school and working part-time at a mechanic garage, trying to turn this videography thing into his full-time gig.
I was at film school. I was only there for about 1 or 2 months before I dropped out and sort of pursued the business, working part-time at like a mechanic shop for custom cars, just doing some graphic design stuff. And videography and photography hadn't really become my full-time thing yet. It wasn't really until, I guess, the coaching program itself teaching me about business side of videography and photography that I had no idea about. Like, I knew all about the creative side, I knew about how to make videos and photos and whatever, but the business side I knew nothing about. I'd never done a sales call basically in my life. And yeah, that's sort of where I was beforehand, just wasn't full-time, wanted it to become a full-time thing, and then learning all the basics, I was able to make it a full-time thing and grow it gradually to the point where it is now.
Fast forward 12 months, Drew's videography business, Nexus Media, is consistently doing $10,000 per month in revenue, and last month even hit the $25,000 per month milestone.
To give you like a timeline, I guess, when we first started the coaching program, I think it was literally the next month was when I hit 10K for the first time. From there, it was sort of be like steady, maybe like 6 to 7K a month, up and down, of course, as video production agencies are. It's really the past probably 4 months, that's 3 or 4 months, has really been some big wins. I think it was December was about another 10K month, and then January was like 15, and then this month has been 25. So yeah, a lot of big months happening since then.
And so in this video, I want to share with you guys my biggest takeaways from my recent catch up with Drew, particularly some of his key pieces of advice that helped him get to where he is today. I know a lot of beginner videographers in this community have this aspiration to one day hit that $10,000 per month milestone. So hopefully Drew's story will give you guys a clear roadmap and some actionable tips that you can apply to your own journey. Takeaway number 1, should I go to film school? Now, I know that a lot of people in this community are in their early 20s. They're not quite sure what direction they want to take in terms of their career. They're passionate about filmmaking, but they start seeing a lot of their friends start going to university after high school. So they think to themselves that film school is the logical next step. And 1 year ago, Drew was in a very similar position. He finished high school and he started seeing his friends go into university, so he decided to sign up to film school. And so if you find yourself in a similar sort of position and you are on the fence as to whether or not film school is right for you, I think this next piece of advice from Drew will be very valuable for you.
Film school's probably good if you want to go the route of like movies and TV and that sort of narrative film stuff. If you want to go down like the commercial route, like servicing clients and brands and businesses, then film school isn't going to teach you those skills. Film school is designed really just for those like movie and TV skills and making you a good filmmaker. So at film school, you will not learn any of the business side really, other than like networking with other filmmakers. But if you want to get into that commercial side, the business side, and you want to get into that entrepreneurial side, then film school, I mean, at least for me, wasn't really the right choice for that because it doesn't really focus on that sort of side of things.
Now, I personally never went to film school. Everything I know about filmmaking and starting a videography business has come from watching YouTube videos, taking online courses, and finding mentors. I went to law school, and one thing I do have to say is that law school taught me how to become a great lawyer, but it taught me nothing when it came to finding clients, learning how to sell my services, or starting a business. And from hearing Drew's experience about film school, it sounds pretty similar. Film school might teach you how to become a really great technical filmmaker, but it might not necessarily teach you the skills of how to find clients, sell your services, or start a business. And so if you are on the fence and contemplating whether or not you should go to film school, I'd really encourage you to think about what is it that you exactly want to get out of it. Can you build a thriving videography business without going to film school? The answer is 110% yes. Me and Jason never went to film school, and we are an example of this, and Drew is just another recent example.
Well, mainly with those two things, with working at the mechanic shop and film school, I felt like it was just a waste of my time most of the time. Like going to school, film school, the uni every single day, like on the train, taking like an hour to get there. I just felt like my time could have been used somewhere better with exactly what I want to go for and the goal that I had in mind. So I already had the goal in mind of I really want to build like a video agency, but yeah, I was going to film school just for the point of going to uni, and just felt like this isn't really worth my time. It's not really something I want to be doing, and I was kind of unsure on the future of how I wanted to do things. So yeah, it's definitely an unsure time, but now I'm very crystal clear on sort of where I want to go in the future.
Before we move on to the next takeaway, if you are interested in turning your videography passion into a high income skill, then you're going to love our free 7-day videography email crash course. In this crash course, we cover a lot of the common roadblocks that hold a lot of beginner videographers back and some of the key things that you need to focus on to take your videography journey to the next level. So go sign up for the free email course, link in the description box down below. Takeaway number 2, implement a marketing strategy. A burning question I get from a lot of beginner videographers in our community is this age-old question: how do I find clients? And this was the exact same burning question Drew had when he first joined the coaching program. He had absolutely no idea where to start when it came to getting clients. He would send a few outreach messages here and there. He'd occasionally make an Instagram post, and when he didn't see any immediate results, he'd feel very frustrated and give up. Hands up if you've ever felt like this, because we can definitely relate when we first got started. But things really started to click for Drew when he learnt this one thing: how to implement a marketing strategy.
Like the number one strategy that I took away from the coaching program that really changed everything was implementing a marketing strategy. Was really the main thing. Implementing a strategy to actually every week sit down and do some marketing activities that is going to get me seen by people, show them my work, and not just show them my work, but actually communicate the value of my work for their business. That's probably the main thing that changed for me.
The way that I like to look at it and the way that we teach our students is that a marketing strategy is basically a predictable system to tell people about your services each week. I know when I was starting out as a beginner videographer, I felt very powerless. I knew I wanted to get clients, but I just had no idea where to even start. And so I felt like nothing was in my control. And personally for me, learning how to implement a marketing strategy gave me back that sense of control. Because the more often that you tell people about your services, the more opportunities that you'll attract. I like to analogize this with a juicer machine. The more fruit that you put through a juicer, the more juice that you'll produce. And that's how I like to think about it when it comes to finding clients. So as a beginner just starting out, what can you include in your marketing strategy? Well, let's hear from Drew on what exactly he did to get to his first $10,000 a month when he was just starting out.
So beforehand, I had basically zero marketing strategy at all. The first ones that I really tried with you guys as part of the coaching program was doing cold outreach, which was a massive help. So I did a lot of cold outreach through emails. So to get specifically into what I did, I would literally just had a Google Sheet doc with a bunch of businesses that I just listed out just from finding them on Google and sort of AI and all sorts of things, find a bunch of businesses. Then I just reached out to them with a cold email saying like, hey, I love your brand. I'm happy to provide you some free value with like a free video, some free photos. Would you guys be interested? And if you're happy with the work, we can continue working afterwards. And doing that, I did a lot of free shoots. In the early stages, this was a great strategy for me because I was able to build my portfolio work, get connections, and as well build skills in the market that I was targeting and find out more about their problems. From these free shoots, I was then able to get a lot of paid work. Probably more than half of the free shoots I did ended up becoming paid work. And that's basically how I hit my first 10K month, was by doing free shoots, getting connections, and then doing more paid shoots for those clients I've done free shoots for. So that was how I reached my first 10K month.
Now, people often have mixed feelings about doing free work, but personally from my experience and from seeing our coaching students like Drew, free work has been absolutely the number one best way to get started as a beginner with no portfolio and no experience. It allows you to build your technical skills as a filmmaker and learn how to create better videos over time. It also develops your soft skills like communicating with clients and learning how to direct a shoot. And thirdly, it builds your initial network of business contacts, which is crucial for starting any business. But another common question I get from a lot of beginners in our community who watch our videos, they take action and do a free portfolio shoot is, how can I then turn that free shoot into potentially a paid project down the line? After finishing editing all the content from your free portfolio shoot, I always recommend our students to organize what I call a debrief meeting with the client. Just a casual catch-up where you can build a deeper relationship with the client, take them through your work, and tell them how they can keep working with you going forward. Reach out to them through a phone call or a message with something along the lines of this. Hey, I just finished editing all the content, really happy with it. Would you be free to catch up Friday 12 p.m. so I can take you through the content? Happy to meet in person or through Zoom. Looking forward to hearing from you. When Jason and I were just starting out as complete beginners, organizing these client meetings was so valuable in helping us build all of those key soft skills. It's like taking clients through your work, communicating the value of what you've done for them, learning how to listen and empathize with people's problems, and most importantly, practicing how to sell your services. And just based on my personal experience, if I was to give you a 3-step structure to follow for your first ever client meeting, it would look something like this. Step 1, take them through the content, advise them on how they can utilize the content going forward to elevate their brand. Step 2, ask them what are some things they're struggling with from a content or marketing perspective. And step 3, tell them how they can keep working with you going forward. Organizing free portfolio shoots, uploading the content from those free portfolio shoots onto social media, and organizing those client debrief meetings was the primary marketing strategy that Drew used to get to his first $10,000 month. And so if you're a beginner looking to hit that $10,000 per month milestone, I would encourage you to set some weekly and monthly marketing targets. Write those targets down on a piece of paper and learn how to develop your own marketing strategy. And most important of all, track your progress, because that's the only way to measure the effectiveness of your marketing strategy. FYI, if you want access to the marketing tracking template that we personally use for our own videography business, you can find it in our 6-figure filmmaker starter kit, which contains the roadmap, templates, and all the tools that we use to go from complete beginners back in 2019 to running a multi 6-figure videography business. So you can go check that out, link in the description box down below. Takeaway number 3, package up your services. A common mistake that I see a lot of beginner videographers make when they first start charging for their service is a client will see their work online, they'll love it, and they'll reach out and ask them, how much do you charge? And because they don't really know what to say, they just give an hourly rate like $30 per hour or $50 per hour. We used to do this all the time when we first got started, but it wasn't until we learned how to start packaging up our services that number one, we were able to present way more attractive solutions that actually helped our clients solve a specific problem. And number two, it allowed us to charge more for our services because we were able to bundle up multiple videos into one package rather than selling just one video. And this skill of packaging up your services was something that Drew implemented to a T.
Being able to create packages. So beforehand, I was just doing custom quotes. People would reach out however I knew them. I want a video that does this, and just I'll provide a custom quote based on that through an email. But being able to actually create packages based on a problem that is in the market was probably one of the big things. It's really just about identifying a problem that's in the market businesses have. So as an example, for me, in the market of e-commerce brands, product-based brands, problem they have is online presence. So they want to get seen on social media. They want to have really good ads. They want to have really good website content. So they always complain about how their online presence isn't good enough. So with that in mind, I've created packages around that online presence that has sort of the exact deliverables that cater that online presence and is centered with messaging around improving their online presence. So speaking in those sort of terms and creating packages based on that.
So I encourage you to start thinking about how you can start packaging up your services. Try to answer the following questions. What industry do you want to target? Identify a problem in that market. Oftentimes when you're just starting out, you might not have experience in that industry. So that's why free work is so valuable, because by doing free work at the start, you get to work with clients in that industry and get an understanding of what they struggle with and what are the things that they find valuable about your service. What content deliverables could solve that problem? And how can you bundle that into an eye-catching package? Imagine trying to hit $10,000 a month, charging $50 per hour. You would need to find 200 hours of work for that month just to hit that milestone. But let's say you're able to create a really compelling $2,500 video package. All you need to do is sell 4 of those to hit that magical $10,000 per month milestone. And all of a sudden that milestone seems pretty achievable. So learning how to package up our services absolutely changed the game for us and allowed us to scale our little videography side hustle into a multi 6-figure business. And it's what changed the game for Drew as well. By the way, if you are a beginner videographer who's unsure as to what sort of package you can offer, you can find our package templates in our 6-figure filmmaker starter kit, which contains actual video packages that we've sold to real clients in the past that have helped us scale our business to $100,000 and beyond. Okay, bonus takeaway. Don't be afraid to test new things. From my experience running our video business for the last few years, if you want to keep increasing your income, there's really 3 main ways. Number 1 is increasing your prices, whether that's improving your production quality or learning how to package up your services. Number 2 is to keep doing what you're currently doing when it comes to marketing, but just do more of it. And number 3 is to keep doing what you're doing, but add new ways of trying to tell people about your services. And once Drew hit that $10,000 per month milestone in his videography business, he decided to implement a new marketing activity, which was a paid ads funnel.
More recently, using paid ads. So this is obviously a bit more like an advanced thing, probably a bit more down the line, but implementing a paid ads funnel that funnels people from Instagram and Facebook, using Instagram and Facebook ads, targeting exactly what problems they're having and sort of, I guess, promising a package based on the problems they're having in the market, funneling them into booking a call and then presenting a package on that call has been what I've been using recently. That's sort of what allowed me to hit above 10K months and get to 10 to 20,000 a month.
But the biggest thing that I took away from Drew's story is don't be afraid to be a creative and test new things. Everyone has their own unique set of circumstances. So what worked for one person might not necessarily work for you. So instead of trying to learn specific tactics or trying to find the golden ticket, I would encourage you to focus on learning timeless skills. Learn the skill of developing and testing a marketing strategy. Learn how to track your results over a period of time and regularly review them. And learn how to make strategic business decisions based on those results. Do more of the things that are working and get rid of the things that aren't working, and iterate and improve over time. If Drew didn't learn how to track the results from his marketing activities, he would have no way of knowing whether his paid ad strategy was working or not. He'd basically be washing his money down the toilet. So remember the name of the game. Don't be afraid to test new things, measure the results, iterate and improve over time. Over the last year, Drew has completely changed the trajectory of his life. A year ago, Drew was a uni student who worked part-time at a mechanic garage, and now he owns his own multi-six-figure videography business at the age of 19, which honestly still amazes me. He now has the skills to add value directly to the marketplace and make a good living on his own terms. And he's in a way better position financially and professionally compared to a lot of his friends his age.
If you told me when we first met under a year ago that like this month I'd be making like 25,000 revenue, I'd be like, what? I'd be like, how? I have no idea how I got there. But yeah, it's happened. So yeah, it's like really cool, like to be able to be confident in myself and have clarity in my future. Like a lot of my friends, for example, who are the same age as me, they're 19, they don't really have clarity in their future and what they want to do. They might be at uni, but they don't know like what sort of job they want to get in the future, or sort of what way they want to go, or how they're going to, I guess, live the rest of their lives. But having that sort of clarity and knowing that I can provide value to the marketplace in a way like that has been really helpful, and yeah, giving me clarity in my future, I guess.
So just keep in mind, you are literally 6 to 12 months away from changing your life. Personally for us, this is why we do what we do through this YouTube platform. Don't get me wrong, we love running our videography business, we love doing client work, but there's nothing more fulfilling than hearing how we have literally changed the direction of someone's life for the better. And it's the reason why we keep showing up to create videos on this platform and to find new ways of delivering value to our community. Now, before we ended the catch up, as always, I asked Drew for one final piece of advice. If I was a beginner videographer starting from scratch and I was looking to make my first $10,000 per month, what piece of advice would you give? And this is what Drew had to say.
Be persistent. Just keep going and keep learning is the main thing. If you keep going, but you don't keep learning, you're going to stay in the same spot forever and ever. If you keep trying and you keep learning, it is absolutely 100% guaranteed you will not go backwards. You will keep moving forward and you will keep growing. And as long as you're growing, you will eventually hit that goal you're trying to hit. So persist, don't give up. I know that sounds cliche, but do not give up and try new things.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking to the very end of this video. I hope you guys found Drew's story inspirational, and hopefully you can take some golden nuggets from this video and apply it to your own journey to hit your first $10,000 per month. If you hit that milestone, make sure to comment down in the description box down below to share it with the community. If you are interested in applying for one-on-one coaching, I'll leave a link to the application form in the description box down below. Don't forget to also check out links to all our free resources to the 7-day videography email crash course, the creator kit, and our S-Log LUT. Anyways, guys, that's it from me. Go check out this video here on how I became a videographer in 3 months. I'll see you in the next video. Stay focused.